Just drop a line and reel 'em in. It's good old boys, gone fishing again. Just drop a line and reel 'em in. It's good old boys, gone fishing again.
Yeah, it's that time again to drop a line. So sit back and relax and let's go fishing again. Come along as we join John Shaw and today's special guest. Reel 'em in on Fishin' with the Good Old Boys. Good fishing.
Just drop a line and reel 'em in. It's good old boys, come fishing again. Just drop a line and reel 'em in. It's good old boys, come fishing again. It's good old boys, come fishing again.
Good morning, folks. If you like fishing and you like country music, you're going to love the show we have today for you, coming from Apache Lake. We have the great Floyd Preas fishing with us today, and also the legendary country star, Porter Wagoner. That's right, Porter Wagoner. That's why I'm wearing this hat, so you stay tuned. We'll be right back. A great show to come. Folks, this is certainly a big thrill for us to have a living country legend with us, Mr. Porter Wagoner. Welcome to the show, Porter.
Thank you.
What brings you to Arizona, by the way?
Well, I came out here to do some fishing with a good friend of mine, Floyd Preas. He's one of the greatest smallmouth fishermen in the world, not only in the States, but any place I've ever been. He's one of the greatest, and I wanted to fish some with him. So I came out to Arizona and to do some smallmouth fishing, and I have been so impressed with the beautiful, beautiful scenery out here.
Isn't this lake beautiful?
Listen, Floyd has taken me to some places, and we caught some smallmouth that is just breathtaking. I mean, just unbelievable. I have shot 6 rolls of film since I've been here on my camera, just of beautiful scenery. So, and I'm really interested in smallmouth fishing. I've been doing it for about a little over 25 years now. Started when I was 3 years old.
A couple of weeks. I don't know. Wait a second, buddy. That don't add up.
But, you know, the fishing with the good old boys, I know it's seen in Arizona, but we don't get the show back home. I wish we did. But it's a pleasure to be on the show with Floyd because I admire his fishing ability a lot. And he is one of the funniest guys. I've laughed more at that dude. And more great stories.
More jokes than
I found out in Tennessee, there's a lot of great storytellers. This guy here is one of the greatest I've ever been with in my life. He's just, and it's really been a big thrill for me to be here. And they're going to have a big smallmouth, what is the big club that they're going to form here? Floyd was telling me about here in Arizona. And I really think that's a wonderful thing. I hope a lot of people will join that for smallmouth fishing, because there's nothing like catching smallmouth bass.
To me, it's the greatest. Did you try Floyd's new lure, the Yellow Jacket?
Yeah, that's what we caught our fish on. That's it. Listen, I stole every one that was in the boat.
That's what I heard.
Take home with us.
You're taking a couple of dozen back there with you, at least. That's
a wonderful lure. And of course, him fishing smallmouth, so long he's designed a great one, boy. It's a jewel.
That's right. It's fantastic.
While you guys are talking, I want to interrupt you a little bit. We will be starting that club, and they can get a hold of me at Nevitt's or at my house. And we are going to start the smallmouth club, and they're having a meeting or what of all the smallmouth clubs in the country, Venezuela and all of them, you know, from the country. They'll all be there. And when is August?
In August, the 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th in Nashville, Tennessee. And there'll be people there from all over the world talking about smallmouth bass fishing. Floyd's going to come back, I think, and spend a few days with me then. or at least hopefully he can.
I'm going to try myself to get out
I
there
hope
with
you
Floyd.
can.
Boys to come down.
That's why I'm wearing this hat in honor of you today, partner.
I'm gonna show you.
Here's one of the most important things about fishing. You know, Floyd has caught a lot of big smallmouth. He has released a lot of big smallmouth. These are just, and I'm going to want to release this one here. Maybe we'll get the camera to follow me over here, and I'm going to let this, let him watch him.
Off the front if you could there,
But
boys, so the camera
get
can
him to watch him swim off, because catch and release today
That's a beautiful
is
fish.
one of the most important things in fishing. Wow.
There he goes.
Big old bronze dude. Now that fish will live to be caught again, and somebody else can have a lot of fun with him. Floyd and I had a lot of fun with these. We were fishing light tackle, fishing 6-pound test line. Isn't that a beautiful thing?
That's
Big old
gorgeous.
bronze. You're a darling, I tell you. They're just so much fun to catch. You know, there's
Add one more to that.
there's all right, it's great. There's nothing like these brown fish. They just they put on an aerial show for you whenever. Oh, buddy.
He was really going that one. He was in a hurry to get back.
That's one of the most important things to smallmouth fishermen is to release a lot of them, and especially the big females, because they'll lay a lot of eggs, and it'll keep smallmouth fishing healthy and where it's enjoyable.
Definitely.
I flew almost 2,000 miles to be here to fish with Floyd. It's well worth it when you catch these browns. Hey, how'd this here get in there? you slipped in a little largemouth here. They're wonderful too. I love largemouth. I love to catch them and release them. But the only difference in them and the smallmouth is they just ain't quite as wild. They don't put on the aerial show like the smallmouth
Nothing
do.
like a smallmouth. You catch a largemouth the same size as a smallmouth, no comparison.
No,
in fight.
it's really not, huh?
So you brought some of the Nashville cats with you today?
Yes, I did. I brought my guitar player, one of the greatest guitar players and singers in the country, LD Money, came out and to do some fishing. Let me release this other little brown jewel there.
It's a little different show, folks. We're releasing rather than catching.
Well, I think people know you have to catch them before you can release them.
That's right.
And we had just a big time, and this is just something we wanted to remind everybody how important it is to release the smallmouth. It helps them to grow and be big. And you get to catch them again someday and catch one that you can be big enough you can have mounted, put on your wall forever and ever.
Speaking of which, how many fish you have on your wall?
I have 45 bass I've caught over 5 pounds.
Oof.
And I quit mountain fish several years back because this was back in the early days, a little over 20 years ago when I had these fish mounted. And because they were the first ones I caught, it was so important to me to have those to show to my friends, you know, and everybody. So, but I can really recommend releasing them now. I'm going looking for a 7-pounder though.
Then you put them on the wall.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Where are you getting all these fish out of your pocket?
He's in the back of the boat while we're talking. He's pulling them out.
A little bronze dude now.
Floyd catches one a minute.
Yeah. Listen, he's a dandy guy. LD and I, and Tony Bean from Nashville, Conrad Jones, Darwin Guard, we have never had more fun in our life than we have being here with this guy. And he's, as I mentioned earlier, he's a great storyteller. I wish we could tell some of them on the air, but they're a little bit too, you know.
You gotta watch that now.
Can't tell none of those X-rated ones.
I know it. He is a jewel, man. What a guy.
But do you know the definition of a fisherman?
Hey, is this one of these we may have to bleep?
No, I can tell this one. That's a big jerk on one end of the line waiting for a little jerk on the other.
Oh, man, it's been a lot of fun being here with you. Thank you
Porter, thank you so much for coming on with us.
I've had a great time. I really have. And man, what can you say about this kind of
Isn't
scenery?
this beautiful?
It's inexplainable.
Arizona.
You know?
Arizona.
That's Apache Lake.
That's Apache Lake,
That's
definitely.
it. You know, when we started out first morning we fished, Floyd said, look at these mountains. He said, God must have knew what he was doing when he made these.
That's
he
right.
really did. It's
And then he
great.
put the smallmouth in the lake here for
You
us,
betcha.
so we're happening like a big dog.
Terrific.
And next January, right here. Now, I'm not
You
going to
know-
take
you better
my
not-
hat off because we'll
Listen.
find the camera. So
You better not invite me now if you don't want me to come, because I'll be out here.
I'm going to be looking forward to it.
It's been a pleasure being here, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Fantastic.
And the sun hitting my hair, it looks like it's gray. Of course it ain't, you know, but
Well, see, I don't want to raise it very high to see what people have. You know, it's blind and run the camera, so.
oh, been a
Get Floyd's hat. Watch that hat there. Hey, folks, you stay put. We'll be right back with a lot more to come. Thanks, Porter, for joining us. Me and Floyd will be right back. Stay put. Let's get Floyd's hat quick before it sinks. Floyd, what's the secret here of wearing that hat in the wind? My hat keeps blowing off my head here.
So does mine. I've lost mine about 3 times already, and I tell you,
Got one, partner?
I think I got a little one. It's coming up, too.
Woohoo, Floyd.
I don't think he's very big.
All right.
Gonna jump.
Oh, man, Floyd, Mr. Smalley. All right. There he is. Whoa.
Thought he was gonna jump for us, but I don't think he is. That feet, I'm gonna bring it right on in. That's a solid one. Yeah, I'll get it right there. Boy, that wind is just not giving us any cooperation at all. It has blown for 3 days. That's a little smallmouth. Back in this calmer water. You know, the funny part of it is we didn't get it on film a while ago. We caught some of them little rainbow.
I know.
And out in that wind was blowing so fast the camera boat couldn't film it. So
then all the ones we caught this morning that old Porter released for us.
Yeah. And I want to keep him and get a still picture with Porter after while we stick him back there, and we'll turn him
in the old well then.
We'll turn him back.
Partner.
Yeah.
The old yellow jacket there comes through again, huh?
Been a little bit slow today.
Oh, it's been a bit slow since that cold front come through the other day. I tell you, I really like this skeeter. Dynamite boat.
Yeah.
How's things going at Nevitz?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm real pleased so far, and kind of glad to made the move.
Hey, you and me both.
Let's go catch another fish.
Let's get some more fish. All right, Floyd. Trap myself.
That wind will just give us a little break here. I'll tell you one thing. You better have some good, strong batteries when you're getting this kind of stuff.
Sure. It's a nice little cove in here, though. We're working both sides of it pretty well.
We are in a cove where I caught, well, I didn't catch him. In 1975, I was fishing with Tom Porter, who was a Zebco rep at that time, and we had a fish on here that'd probably go 7 or 8 pounds of smallmouth. Wow. And he broke off, and Porter kept hollering, "Get him in here, get him in." Well, I'm talking about Tom Porter, not Porter Wagoner. Yeah.
Porter, boy, yeah.
And he'd broke it off. I had him on a bag, and he broke off, and we chased that fish right here for an hour. He just kept jumping. Finally, he threw the plug. I got the plug back. Well, he didn't get the fish.
Oh, what a shame. Could have been state record, possibly.
At that time, it would have. The state record at that time was 4 pounds and 4 ounces, or 4 pounds 3 ounces, and was held by Bill Rood, and it come out of Bartlett Lake. But that was before they had drained Bartlett.
Yeah, I didn't know there were that many smallies in Bartlett.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few smallies in Bartlett. Matter of fact, there's smallmouth bass in Roosevelt, Apache, Canyon, Saguaro.
So all those lakes you just mentioned have smallies in them, huh? Oh, I never knew that. I'm sure a lot of people don't know that either.
No, there's a lot of them in there that has smallmouth. Even Yuma has smallmouth down in Colorado. Well, we got another small fish.
Right,
we'll crack my drag a little bit.
Get out of the way, partner. All right. How's it feel?
He's not too bad, but he ain't a monster. Of course, these limber rods, it's hard to tell, you know.
All right, Floyd. How is he, Floyd? Nice or what?
No, I think he's just another small one. Tell you what,
he's been battling you.
Yeah, but
he's out there.
I tell you what, he may have got, no, he come loose in. He's under a rock on us, I think. We had that cable up there with that buoy.
Yeah, maybe. Come on. He looks like a decent fish, boy.
No, he's not very big. Doesn't feel like it anyway. I'm just not crowding him because that line may be frayed underneath there because he cut around that piece of cable up there. It was on that buoy.
Nice smallie, nice smallie.
He ain't that too bad. I don't think he's going to jump on us, so yeah, he's going to give us one little jump. Let me get down here and get him because that line is frayed. I can see it. You can see the moss on there where he was at. I don't want to bring him in. Oh, he's going to keep around.
Full of life, that
Yeah. He's going to live.
What?
Look at them all. Look at that line where it's free, where it's around
Yeah,
that
look
piece
at
of the
that.
bush, yeah. Oh, well,
He's another nice little
we
guy.
use that line every now and then.
I know.
Well, he ain't too bad there.
That's right. Mr. Smalley.
Yeah, well, we'll turn this little jewel back and somebody can catch him one of these years
That's
later
it.
and put him on the
That's it.
wall.
Let him grow. See you, bud. All right, way to go, partner. Them yellow jackets, they seem to work all the time, I'm telling you. I tell you, it's great to be out of the wind, Floyd.
You're exactly right there.
I heard it was blowing so hard the other day on Friday when I talked to you from down in Phoenix to see if we were still going to do this shoot. And it was so windy, what was it, like 4-foot rollers up here? Nobody could even get on the lake.
Yeah, they had over 40-mile-an-hour winds. Matter of fact, we was caught out in it, and matter of fact, Porter Wagoner said that it was the roughest water that he believed he had ever been in, and Porter's been fishing for many a year.
Yeah, he's been fishing for a few years.
We got into the marina, but we couldn't even launch our boat. I mean, we couldn't load the boat. There was so much wind. It was blowing the waves clean over the top part of the top part of that wall there and into the cove. We couldn't even launch her. So the people at Apache Marina was good enough to let her tie our boats up on the inside there. It was really, really bad.
That's what I heard.
As the old saying is, we had white caps in our live well. It was bad, really.
You know it's rough when you have white caps in a live well.
Yeah. But it's kind of nice to kind of be in here out of that wind a little bit right here.
It sure is.
See if we can catch another fish. We got a little point coming up right out here and I'm gonna catch a smallmouth or two off of. We'll
right.
give that a try.
I got to get me one of these times.
There he is. Got him? Yeah. Okay, just hold on to it. Get easy, John.
All right.
That's about as big as we've caught today.
I don't want him to get off on me.
If we get him.
If we get him. Come on. I want to burn him out a little bit. Let him get tired. Here he
Just
comes.
take your time.
Look at that rod fly. Here
That's
he
what
comes.
they're supposed to do.
Here he comes.
Is he coming up?
I just don't want him to break. He's getting close to that boat.
Well, I know you got a light line, so just
I know. I'm trying to be careful with him.
Oh, that's a pretty nice fish.
Yeah, there he
John.
goes under the boat now.
Yep.
He's nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Bring him on around.
Okay. We don't have the net, so.
I know we didn't. I know we didn't, but that's all right. Go
Here he comes. Here he comes.
easy.
There he is. Oh, watch. Be careful with that treble hook in there.
Come here, fish.
Grab that boy.
One more time. Get him right, John.
It's about time. I
You
got
had him
one.
hooked good, though.
All right.
Oh, was he hooked good?
That's a nice smallie,
Yeah,
Floyd.
that's about as good as we caught today.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
That's a nice fish. Just
Real
hold
nice
it.
fish. I
You
got
got
him.
him?
I got him.
That's
I
a
got him.
female, too. Look,
That's
look,
the lady.
look at
Yeah,
that.
look at her. She's a pretty one.
Look there at the big belly. Now that fell down when I stepped down. Look right here.
She's a
That
pretty
thing is a
girl.
pretty fish.
She's a pretty girl. I'll have to kiss her. Mwah.
You better not.
I know.
Just don't leave her out too long. She's a
All right,
female.
we'll put her
and
in.
they be
She's a
trying to
nice.
spawn,
Yeah, let's
so.
put her in here. Let's let her go. Let me get my rod out of the way here. Treat her real good. We want to take care of our fish. We're in this new situation where we want to
Turn
release
it loose,
her.
you may
Go ahead,
even-
girl. Get
there you
down
go.
there. There she goes. Hey, what you reading here, boys?
Well, Floyd and I are sitting here looking at the latest editions of Smallmouth magazine out of Edgefield, South Carolina. It's a new club that's forming, and Floyd right out here being one of the best in the West, he's going to be forming some clubs for us out here, I hope.
Yeah, Gary Kimmel and I was talking about this even before you came down, because I had got my hands on one of these magazines, and we're talking about forming a smallmouth club out here. We ain't talking about it. We're going to.
Well, that's good. You know, it's the first thing that's ever been done that's dedicated strictly to the smallmouth fishermen, and it's kind of exciting.
By the way, this is Tony Bean, folks. And he's from
Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee. Where else? He come up here with Porter Wagoner this week to do a few stories on Floyd here.
Yeah, we're doing a story. I'm doing a story on Floyd for
not big magazine, just Bassmaster and End Fisherman, Angling Adventure, Smallmouth Magazine, and North American Fisherman.
Any major magazines you doing it for?
Well, no, that's the only ones I can think of right now. This is my 7th trip out here with Floyd, and the first time I came out was in 1983.
Yeah.
We caught a few fish that day, too.
Caught a bunch.
I came out in '83, and I liked it so much, I had to take another job because I came out 5 times the same year. And I'll be back 5 more times, God willing. But this is a great idea. This Tom Rogers from Edgefield, South Carolina, is a smallmouth enthusiast. That's all he thinks about. He's just like Floyd here. He'd rather catch a smallmouth than eat, but he's...
No, I wouldn't say that.
I call it a draw.
Tom Rogers is a smallmouth enthusiast. The eating is taken care of by Floyd Preas. But we're doing a lot of talk about catch and release, and these clubs that we're forming across the country are dedicated to catch and release. For a good example, the club we have in Nashville, we have 6 smallmouth tournaments a year, but the limit is 1 fish per man. And that fish has to be brought in and released alive or it doesn't count.
That's fantastic.
So it's a great idea, and like I say, if you want to get the information on the Smallmouth Club, all you got to do is just contact old Floyd here over in...
You can contact me at my house or either at Nevitz East Valley Marine in Gilbert, so they can get a hold of me there.
That's right. If you can't get a hold of Floyd, if you'll look up Tony Bean's number in Nashville, Tennessee, I guarantee you it's in the book, and I'll be able to give you all the information that I can.
Tony, appreciate it. Glad you
Well, I
came
do
out to do
appreciate
this
it.
story with Floyd.
Well, y'all got a beautiful place out here, and I love it. And Carol, good gracious, if I could carry Carol back with me, I would, but Floyd won't let me. But she'll come.
Take care of me.
That's exactly the truth.
I gotta have her to work while I go fishing.
Again, it's been a pleasure, buddy.
Thank you, Tony.
It's been a pleasure.
Tony Bean from Nashville. Thanks, Tony.